Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, I finally got one. Yeah, Vcore 98 Tour. Stay tuned. Tag partner.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Coach Jerod just did a tweener on the Fast Track Tennis. You can get your tweener on the Fast Track Tennis too. 365 days a year. Discount code is below. Get your Fast Track on today. All right, guys, so it's been a huge delay trying to get one to try from Yonex, the Vcore 98 Tour. All the coaches have asked me, when are you going to get that so we could try it? I said, I know, I'm trying to get one, but they're sold out and they keep selling out of this racket, but I finally got one in the last shipment. This racket's literally been out for, I want to say 7 months already, maybe 5 months. I'm exaggerating a little bit. But people have tried it, people have tested, and I'm like, where's mine? Finally got one. I don't know much about this racket. All I know is this. Strung weight is 11.7, 332 grams. 330 on that balance, which is 4 points head light. The swing weight is 326. RA is a 63. The beam, 23, 23, 21 over here. So what does this tell me? Is some kind of player stick with a little more power, right? This number, thick, thin there. There's my flex. Pretty high on that swing weight, so it's going to plow a little bit. Yeah, pretty normal on that. I would say that's pretty head heavy. Overall weight is normal. So from what I can tell, this is a player stick that is built for spin. Its overall weight is on the slightly heavy side for those people who want controlled spin. But I mean, let's take it out and give it a shot and see what it really plays like. Okay? Stay tuned. We were just messing around with the Vcore 98 Tour. Jerod, what'd you think?
Yeah, so I've had a pretty good history with the Yonex rackets. Mainly in college, I used to play with the DR E-Zone 98. As I've told here in the past, the only issue with the Yonex frames is that they tend to be a little bit mushy and tend to be a little bit dampened more than my liking. But I remember testing out the Vcore 100 not too long ago because I was also in the market for potential new rackets and I was excited to try this one out. As with most Yonex frames, the isometric head shape does open up the sweet spot a lot, so you do get a lot of areas on the racket that offer a lot of good energy return. But the only problem is I will say the racket feels a little bit too dampened for my liking yet again. So I was telling Harry I was kind of just trying to smack balls and see if I can generate pace, because with most of these Yonex sticks I try to just see if I can hit through the court. I actually kind of figured it out towards the end. If I actually elongate my stroke instead of finishing it early, it tends to actually hit through the court, which is nice. But I mean, the weight's great. It does absorb power very well. But just for me personally, I do struggle a little bit to generate some pace on the stick. But if you're a big hitter looking for a little bit of control and maybe a soft racket that offers some good kind of sweet spots, this might be yours. But for me personally, I might have to spend some time with it and kind of see how it plays out. So.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but let's get Kira's opinion first before I talk.
So similar to what Jerod said, is there's not too much feel on the racket. When I was swinging though, it came off the racket pretty well, went through the court, but I don't have as much control as I like. So yeah, I'd say, I mean, it's still a good racket, just maybe not for me.
Let me tell you what I actually saw with you, actually. When you hit with this racket, your ball kind of became a little loopier. You got a lot of balls in, though, which was great. So if you're gonna use a racket like this, or this racket in particular, I think that you would be categorized as a pusher. So you'll be hitting a lot of balls back and wearing your opponent out. But you got a lot of balls in, which is a positive. I think you both felt what I felt too, in that there's a lot of dampening properties in this racket, and you didn't even put a dampener on it, or did you?
I think I did.
You did, okay. And when he handed it to me and took his dampener off, I was like, I don't feel anything. So, I mean, I felt the ball hit the string and release, but that's kind of all I felt. I didn't feel a hollowness. I didn't get the feel in my hand. I mean, I didn't get the shock either, but I didn't get the feedback that I was looking for in the racket. The racket is good. I just need more feedback. I mean, we did 52 pounds. We're going to keep that string confidential as always. And, you know, I know what to expect with 52, and I think I've trained Coach Jerod at 52 and confidential, even though he hates it. But, you know, we'll talk about that in another video. But, yeah, no, it's surprisingly, maybe we need a little more time to spend with this racket, but semi-impressive. Any last words?
No, I think Carey pretty much covered all of it. The other thing you could potentially do is maybe find a stiffer string and see if that makes it have a little more responsiveness, or maybe try to mess with the tension a little bit. Like you said, it's a semi-impressive racket. I think with the right person in the right hands, I think this would be a good stick for someone. But for us, we got to kind of experiment it a little bit more and then kind of see how it plays. So,
I mean, this racket keeps selling out, so there must be a reason. Okay? So, guys, try this racket if you're into a pro style Vcore 98 that dampens a lot and you can hit through the court using your own power. Okay, so that's all I got to say, I guess. Coach Jerod, where can we find you?
guys can find me on Instagram at Law Tennis.
Kira.
You can find our joint Instagram at KJ Tennis.
All right. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.